Man, how y'all doing? Sports Chasers, what's really good, brothers? How y'all? It's good.
What's good, my man? D Dub on the come up.
So put them in the
My
dirt.
man.
No, no disrespect, man. Yo, I enjoyed that Gucci and Jeezy joint. Yo, that was I enjoyed it, man. But that was disrespectful. As disrespectful can get, boy. I tell
Oh
you.
man.
But Jeezy,
It,
yeah,
I,
Jeezy took the high road. I don't know the
yeah,
high road, as my man Deion Sanders said. I don't know what the high road is.
yeah.
Okay,
That dude said that with
he took that.
a long Sherlin coat on, talking about put them in the
Yeah,
dirt.
put it in the dirt.
Boy,
I was
I'd
like,
have been on that ass so
damn.
quick, boy. I'd have
Yo,
beat the tattoos off that nigga, man. Fuck
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Crazy.
Jeezy, yo, I'm shocked that I
Yeah. Listen,
respect to
yeah,
the brother, man. He held himself together, composure, man. Yeah.
yeah, he
I'm
Boy,
just
not
I
soft.
sure that
mean,
everybody's.
He just soft. That's that. Period.
Yeah.
So soft as they said the Ravens was on last week against the Titans.
Mm.
OFT
mm.
soft.
mm. And where
Well,
my
we'll
cheese?
we'll we'll get to the Ravens in a little bit. We need to talk about the guys were chomping at the bit talking about NBA basketball and free agency that has um transpired over the week. There's a lot of talk about the money that has went down. This also talks about, money that guys are getting. Also talks about collusion with Clutch Sports. Some people don't want to believe that. We here have opinions, and we will let you know what we think about that. So, with that said, guys, we'll start off with D Dub. What's your thoughts on the NBA free agency? Some of the moves that went on, some of the money still being doled out. I asked Da yesterday on the text. I said, "How's these guys still getting all this money?" And there really wasn't a season last year. So go ahead, D.
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, this has been going on as far as like NBA and these guys getting the money and salary cap increasing. And as it increases, guys get more money.
Right.
Okay, like I said, all four of us collectively agree. We don't care. Yo, get your paper. That's what you're supposed to do. We live in a world that's you're trying to get your money. However, the problem I have is that some of this money doesn't match the talent that you're going after. It doesn't match it. The money that you and I know, and me and Da had a conversation. They have to spend the money. Is that correct, Da?
Yeah, they got to spend it. It's
They got to
part of
spend
the.
the money.
I think it's
Here's the
almost like
thing.
a 51-49 split profits to payroll.
Okay.
So
So what I'm saying is that it just doesn't match the money doesn't match the talent. So you got a lot of that going on. We got Montrezl Harrell, $9 million,
Well,
which is
let me read something to you guys real
good.
quick, D Dub, before you go down the line. So, thank you, courtesy of CBS Sports and James Herbert. He's got a list of us of current free agents. So we got Brandon Ingram. He just agreed to 5 years, $158 million. James Eric is probably rolling his eyes. Fred Van Vliet, 4 years, 85 mil. Gordon Hayward received a 4 year, $120 million contract from the Hornets. Um, Bogan Bodagovich, I hope I'm playing his name right. He got a
Correct.
4 year, 72 million deal from the offer sheet from the Kings. Christian Wood going to the Rockets, 3 years, 41 mil. Joe Harris re-signed with the Nets, 4 years, 75 mil. Danilo Gallinari agreed to sign with the Hawks. He's got a 3 year, $61.5 million deal. Dragic re-signed with the Heat
He,
for 2 years, 37.4. Jeremy Grant signed with the Pistons. He's at 3 years, 60 mil.
He
David
left.
Burt,
Hold on, Kev. He left Denver and could have got the same money at Denver and went to Detroit. I don't know if that's any personal reason. Denver is a much better team. I don't know.
maybe it was home for.
I had to look it up.
Davis Burton's, he resigns with the Wizards. 5 years, 80 mil. And this one right here, and we're probably going to stop right here. Montreal Harrell.
And no, I refuse to talk about this shit this week. I got some fact finding to do. I don't want no cases to be brought up against the sports chasers.
Okay.
I think I just think it's we talk about everybody else. We will give the definition of what collusion is, and we just say that I'll give you real quick. Your boy, the Dragon is getting 20-something million a year, right? Bogdanovich is on 20-something, right?
Yep.
No one that you mentioned, no one that you just mentioned, because I have my little calculator up, is getting anywhere near what Montrez accepted at $9 million. The lowest of the, I think you mentioned 6 people, right? Were the 6 that you named up top of your head real quick?
Yes.
$13.65 million per year was the lowest of all those individuals that you named.
That's
right?
correct. Yes.
None of those guys was the 6th man of the year. Now, Kevin, if you would please, could you just give us the definition of what collusion is? And this is not basketball collusion, baseball collusion, football collusion, soccer collusion. This is legal fee collusion. This is insurance collusion. This is any company collusion. There's one definition of what collusion is. But before I let our show jump into it with 2 feet, I want to make sure that we are stating as many facts that we can get as fans can get, as far as ownership of Clutch, how it was started, dollars that went into it at that point in time, and what the business relationship is now.
Right.
Because that's a big issue for us.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Collusion. Collusion is a non-competitive, secret, and sometimes illegal agreement between rivals which attempt to disrupt the market's equilibrium or ecosystem, as it says.
Kevin, hold on, Kev.
Yes.
I will give you my 34th Street Israelite. Read. Go ahead.
The act of collusion involves people of companies which typically compete against one another, but who conspire to work together to gain an unfair market advantage.
Read.
The colluding parties may collectively choose to influence the market supply of a good or agree to a specific pricing level, which will help the partners maximize their profits at their detriment of other competitors.
Partners. Okay.
I just want to just say one thing. There's a reason why Anthony Davis was traded at the year that he was traded for. There's a reason why Anthony Davis declined his option. And there's a reason for why he's going to get the amount of money that he's going to get after everybody else has signed on that team. I'm done.
Read. Oh, sorry.
No, that's it. That's the definition.
Yeah. We know what it is. We know what it is. We know what it is. But we ain't going to say what it is. But we know what it is. And that's the reason why that brother got fired last year for New Orleans. Black GM fired because he wouldn't make a trade that wasn't in the best interest of the team that he worked for. But, again, we'll talk about all these things.
Okay.
Yeah,
so, with that said, D-Dub, anything on NBA free agency? What has went on?
Other than the Montrezl Harrell deal, it appears to me took way less than he should have gotten for being a six man of the 6 man of the year award winner.
Yeah.
Took less money and went there.
Hey, how much is Lou Williams getting? How much Lou Williams getting, man? right? Because
Williams.
Lou won it too, right? Lou won it as well.
He won it what 2 years in a row, didn't he?
Okay, so how much Lou getting? Just asking. I'm not going.
Stand by.
Yeah, I'm not going to drop it.
Yeah. So, that's to me seems kind of funny. It just doesn't sit right with me. And it seems like the market right now is to pay the shooters. If you notice, Joe Harris got 75 mil.
For 3 years, right? 4
years? Three or 4 years? 75 mil.
Lou Williams is with the Sixers?
He's with the Clippers now.
He's still the Clippers. Well, see, Joe Harris is that's that Tim Hardaway Jr. that the Nets is doing like the Knicks did. We have you first, we let you go, and then we bring you back and pay you more money. That's what the Nets is doing with Joe Harris.
So in 2017, Lou Williams made $7 million.
Right. In 2018, how much you make?
Hold on.
So you're gonna make me talk about this shit, and I don't want to talk about this shit. But I know E want to talk about this shit, man. I'm down with James E. Warren, so I'll let
currently, he is earning $8 million from the Clippers as of 2021.
Which is the last year on his deal.
Okay, so
he's been getting $8 million for the past 3 years. He signed a 3-year, $24 million deal back in 2018.
Okay, and James, I'm gonna let you go, Mr. Warren, but just so y'all know, on Skip and Shannon, because I don't give a fuck, I say names. Shannon said, Montrez is only getting 9 because he ain't a shooter. So what the fuck is Lou Williams?
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. I'll wait my turn.
No, it's your turn, brother.
No, jump in.
It's your turn, brother.
Get in.
How is it? Come on, man. Come on. This is chess, not checkers, people. How is it that, Montrezl Harrell is not a shooter? How much money did Tristan Thompson get a few years ago due to LeBron James? Clint Capella. Could somebody please look up Clint Capella's contract?
You ain't saying nothing new.
What are we talking about?
I have no fucking idea, James.
Ben Simmons.
What
did Ben Simmons just sign? Did he just sign an extension?
And he can't shoot from within 6 feet.
I got my 3-way pager out from back in the day, and I'm on here with Mike right now. And Mike is telling me I got to chill for the lemon pepper. All right, Mike. All right. Yeah. All right. 3-way.
Shout out to Mike Milley.
Yeah.
Not with us this week.
Yeah, he just texted me, said D lemon pepper. So he up in New York trying to get that contract pulled together.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Like,
wait, Clint Capella over 5 years is getting 90 million?
Woo.
He can't shoot.
He can't even get a haircut.
So, I mean, again, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Kev, what are your thoughts, Kev? I'm so all over the place. I can't even focus on one thing right now. So share your thoughts on this.
We got a lot to get into tonight, but this NBA stuff has absolutely, raised a red flag for me. And I know we said we wasn't going to talk about it, but I say there's the LeBron James effect when it comes to free agency and some of these transactions that go down. My thing is, yes, I did hear Skip and Shannon talk about that today, and Shannon talking about, they're paying shooters more. But this guy just won a 6th Man of the Year award.
They're not playing shooters more, evidently, right? So they didn't give Lou a raise. Lou didn't get a raise.
Right.
So and Clint Capella. 5 years, 90 million. Get this calculator out here. Hold on. Go ahead, Ken.
But my thing is, and like you said, we want to make sure we're factual, absolutely, when we do these things. But what are we doing here as the angry one says, what are we doing here as far as, is guys taking less money? I know for a fact MLB doesn't let guys in their union take a penny less of what the market value is. That DA, would that be correct, sir?
Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Yes.
They're not doing that.
They can't do it.
Right. Contractually, they're obligated. They cannot take less money.
Yeah, because it's
So Clint Capella, I'm sorry, Kev.
Go ahead.
16 million a year for 5 years.
And Montrez is getting 9
And some Lucy cigarettes.
and 4 chicken wings.
And 4 chicken wings, yes.
Yes, exactly.
With hot sauce on it.
And a Bex.
Yes, gotta have that. And
I'm just saying, dog.
The reason why I didn't want to get into it, man, is because this is like the COVID thing to me, man. It's like, as a businessman, and I am that, I look at these things, and the first thing I wonder is, why is it no one else sees it? 2 is, if they do see it and they're not saying anything, then I understand why it's happening, right?
Right.
Because that means something is going down, right? The reality is that, and the strength of the union and so forth and so on is negligible in the fact that I believe, as an outside guy, that the unions are supposed to represent its members. That's it, right? And the owner-player relationship is an adversarial one. I mean, you can, Jeannie Buss and Magic can shake hands and all the rest of that, but his agent's job is to go in there and try to get the most he can get out of that team for his services.
Right.
That not happening is an issue, period, right? So if you see that not happening, there's a problem. And then James says something extremely, extremely potent about how AD is going to get paid after everybody else's money goes. Now, if my son is signing to the Lakers, I'm not hearing that shit. Right? Because me and my son, we're going to get our money. What that man eat don't make me shit. So I could care less what he get. I don't care. Now, if we throw all that into the hat, things look to be a little weird. And the reason why I'm going to refrain from this point forward is because I in my head, and sometimes I got hit in the head a lot when I was a kid, man. But I for some reason I remember when Clutch Sports starting, that it was a LeBron James venture with his boy. Right?
That is true.
Yep.
Now I remember that being said.
That was in 2003.
Yes. So when we have, and I gave this example to my team here, like, when any president, so people don't think I'm talking about Trump, any president takes that job, they have to divest from their businesses, right? Because there's always a chance that you can do something politically to make more profitable one of your companies, right? So this is why, air quotes, Trump was supposed to step away from all this stuff and his son was supposed to hold on to it. So if every conference of anybody coming into this country, they ended up staying at the Trump Plaza or whatever, he could say, hey, I got no parts of that. I'm not in there no more. My son runs that, right? That's how that's supposed to look and work. So my son told me that LeBron did step away, but to what extent? So those conversations aren't happening, or because you aren't getting profit now doesn't mean you can't jump back in later and pick it back up. I've just never seen where a player in a league has other players on the team that work for him and the team, because that's essentially what it is, right? So if your boy runs the agency and you're playing for that agency and you're playing for the Lakers, then these dudes are actually playing for you.
Well, here's how they gonna get around that. And this is like, as I look it up, Clutch Sports is founded by Rich Paul.
I got you, but that's
Rich
not
Paul.
investment dollars. So
Right.
any company started, I'm talking about investment dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't. And did it ever say that LeBron James' name was never as part of the ownership group? And
But
even
that's where
if
you
he
gotta-
is,
Mm-hmm.
you still can't discount the amount of effect that you have on your best friend in a conversation at the barbershop or HBO drinking wine. Right?
Okay, so let me read this real quick to you. This is an article in 2019 by Forbes magazine. I'll try to get the guy on here, but as of 2019 of last October, Clutch Sports has received $32.6 million in commissions. Sports basketball, United States, number of clients 23, undervalued under management contracts is around 814 million. Contract years under manager is 63. The top agent there is Rich Paul. His headquarters in LA, Los Angeles, California. Now part of the United Talent Agency Group, Clutch Sports Group has experienced a meteoric rise under the leadership of NBA agent Rich Paul over the last 5 years. The agency has jumped more than 15 spots on the list of the world's most valuable sports agencies. Paul is known best for representing LeBron James, the NBA's biggest star. Other big name clients in 2019 include Anthony Davis, John Wall, and Tristan Thompson. They don't list them.
Oh, well, I'm looking at the list right now, and I'm telling you, it's about 28, 30 names of players.
Looking at it too.
Okay.
I believe y'all. So
And I think the relationship with this guy that he has is a big influence.
I would have to agree because there are at least, and this is where conflict of interest comes in. You have Anthony Davis. Remember, we talked about that just a few minutes ago. We have Markieff Morris, who just re-signed with the Lakers on a 1-year deal. We have J.R. Smith, who has been hanging around the coattails of one LeBron James. We have Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Tristan Thompson, Dion Waiters,
like
Jordan Clarkson was
Fat Albert and the Fat Albert crew out there, boy.
Montrezl Harrell, Talon Horton Tucker, who lit up the bubble last year. He's still part of the Lakers. I don't understand why this is not eye-opening to more people than just us.
Well, because here's the thing.
This
is what they're going to say, D. They're going to say, well, I'm just doing a favor for a friend, and I'm introducing by word of mouth, telling him, hey, my man, Rich Paul has a new agency. I'm down with it. Want y'all to give it a shot. Give my boy a shot. This is how you're going to flip it. Go ahead, D.
I agree with you. So everything, and like I said, I can't prove nothing, and there's no way I can, because I'm not in those conversations. You know what I'm saying? But would we be ignorant to assume that at the end of every season, when new free agents are coming on the market, that conversation don't happen between two
You
friends?
guys never said nothing about David Falk when he was doing it.
I don't give a fuck about David Falk. They even had the internet then. Who cared? Who cared? Yeah. If I knew, I would have said something. Right is right, wrong is wrong. And I'm not saying this is wrong. What I'm saying is, in my history as a fan, you know, Major League Baseball said, yo, listen, Pete, you're the best motherfucking player ever played this game, Pete. But yo, you can't bet on baseball and you can't bet on your team. We know you betting. It's all good. It's all good, man. Don't bet on baseball, don't bet on your team. Two things, Pete, didn't they say you could bet on everything else. You could bet on cockroach races. But the reality is, don't bet on those two things. He got caught betting on those two things. Michael Jordan going to the casino is not a problem, dog. He wasn't betting on basketball. He wasn't trying to get points on the Knicks game that he was playing in the next day, you know.
Right.
So this is what I'm saying. This is where that conflict of interest could occur. And for all my I'm gonna let you go, D, but for all my brothers and sisters, I ain't got no problem with a brother getting over or doing what he can do. But the reality is, if it don't look right, then it don't look right. He could be right and it still don't look right. That's the point I'm trying to make. You can still be right and it still don't look right. So that's just from my perspective. But I'm gonna do some digging because I think a lot of it has to do with the initial cash, right? Because Rich Paul wasn't no rich dude. He was one of his boys from Akron. So if you put up some of that paper for your man's company, then you have influence over that company. Period. Even if he gave you back all the cash.
That's true, right?
So that's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. It just don't look right. But
it's definitely a conflict of interest. It's definitely a conflict of interest. And
I mean, this guy.
We'll revisit this
real quick, Kev.
No, yeah, go ahead.
Paul started with James, with LeBron James. He started with them as a client. Then Tristan Thompson, Eric Bledsoe, Corey Joseph, as Clutch Sports only clients at the time. Since then, he's catered to 24 more players. Paul has risen to number 3 in the total client wages as of last year, even though he ranks number 7 amongst his peers.
And he wasn't LeBron James' only agent when LeBron first started because Paul didn't know enough about the game. I know that for a fact. He had another agent that was taking care of the business stuff. So
James had another agent. Okay.
No, yeah. Paul wasn't his only agent because he didn't know enough. So
yeah. And I got this from Mr. Justin Alvarado. He did a piece on in June about this. So every client of Clutch Sports.
Go ahead, Kev. What was you gonna say?
No, I was just saying, we'll there's a lot to dive into this topic and situation, and people become.
This is a 60 minutes piece, dog.
Yeah, people become So we need to come back with more facts and stuff like that. I'll just say this: a lot of people, I'm just gonna say it. They cape up for LeBron James, and they think this guy does no wrong, and they hero worship this guy, and that's fine. We're just saying, just have an open mind. Just look at where the breadcrumbs lead to and just have an open mind. Because I guarantee you, if this was another person that wasn't your star, what would you be saying? What would people be saying if Kevin Durant was doing the same thing?
Kev, let's real quick before we get out of here. Just look at this thing, the dynamics of this and how this went down. Starting with Anthony Davis. Had a decent team with the Pelicans, still locked into a contract.
Look at the breadcrumbs.
Right? All of a sudden, you see this guy with the "That's All Folks" shirt. He wants to get out of New Orleans.
And he let go of his first agent to just pick up Rich Paul a year or two ago.
He fired his agent. Correct.
Yeah. Oh, that's just
Go ahead, D. We're following the breadcrumbs. Go ahead.
Just follow. The GM of the Pelicans says, "Hell no, we're not. This guy's still locked in the contract. We're not giving this guy up." Lakers offered the whole team. He says no.
Yeah, why am I trying to make your team better? We're in the same conference. No, thank you.
Exactly, right?
Keep going.
Why all of a sudden this love we trying to make the Lakers better? No. If I'm competing against another team, that's not my job. My job is to make my team better, not make your team better. And send Anthony Davis over there.
Collusion. That goes what you just said goes directly back to the definition of collusion. I'm not here to make your team better.
Yeah. It's not my job.
And,
My
and
job
let's
is to make my
also
team.
add that if this was all about making the Lakers better, then the trade for Chris Paul way back when Kobe was there would have went through if we was all about the Lakers.
We can't go there. That's another. That's
I did
my
it.
other,
My name is James Eric Warren. What I just said does not represent anything of the Sports Chasers podcast.
No,
I said it. Say
It's close to it.
I got a tinfoil hat for that motherfucker there, because that's 2 more championships for Kobe Bean Bryant. That's those bridge years between the Shaq crew and the Paul Gasol thing.
Yep.
Your man was supposed to be there. So then it might have been him and Chris Paul, who what the fuck Kobe might have done.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, right? So they denied that trade for the Lakers.
Right.
But let's follow your breadcrumbs, Daryl. So this guy he fires his agent.
Right. He fires his agent, wants to get out of New Orleans. The GM says, hell no. They try to send the Lakers whole team except LeBron.
We don't want him.
Nah. All of a sudden, the GM for the Pelicans probably gets a phone call from and says,
gets fired.
He gets fired.
And they put David Griffin, who was LeBron's first GM with Cleveland, is now New Orleans GM.
Mm-hmm.
Follow the breadcrumbs.
And now the
you
whole
don't even
team
have to
gets
be
traded.
detective.
Now the whole team gets traded. 4 dudes
whole
from the Lakers
team
traded. Yeah.
Gets traded for 1 dude.
And let me just put this out there. This is not a fact. Let me just throw some tea out there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My sources told me, during this whole Anthony Davis thing, that Boston had a deal on the table that had Boston had a ton of draft picks.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Jaylen Brown, and possibly some other players that was more enticing than what the Lakers had proposed. Who is the exact rival to the Los Angeles Lakers? Nobody cared about it until a certain someone signed with the Lakers.
Yeah, and the excuse was Anthony Davis' father didn't like Boston because it's a racist town.
Okay.
I don't like Boston either, but if you're gonna pay me, I'm gonna go play there.
Yeah. Kevin Garnett played mighty fine. Kevin Garnett is a OG.
Yeah.
So go ahead, D. So
he's official tissue. Yeah. So then New Orleans makes the trade happen. We're just saying the fish is dead and it's rotten, and we smell it. There's something going on here. It's just it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
I hope it's not, but I know it is.
Yeah. Well, listen, they'll hide behind the mantra of this is just business. Because that's what they all say. This is just
bad business, right? Wouldn't you fire your agent if everybody else is getting 13, 14, $15 million a goddamn year?
Yeah. I'm looking at Montrezl Harrell crazy, because I'm like, listen, dog, is it what? Well, you didn't get no money. You didn't get no paper. And this guy never loses no paper.
So
he didn't lose no paper in Miami. He
so
don't lose no paper when he goes to Cleveland.
Yep.
He gets more paper in LA. He don't lose no paper.
So let's go. And I know we're spending more time on this but this is a very interesting topic. And we need the people to hear this, hear their side of the story, and let people know that, hey, open your minds to where things are at, man. Just open your minds. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just ain't nothing wrong with questioning anything.
Yeah, there's nothing to question. I get questioned every day in my life in my profession, and rightfully so. I'm a public servant. Question me.
It.
Yeah, I'm not a public servant. They question me. Shit.
Yeah, I got you. I was saying, Dwayne Wade, when LeBron left Miami and flew the coop back to Cleveland, And Dwayne Wade now is asking Pat Riley, yo, where's my paper at? Pat Riley said, dude, you kind of sacrificed that thing to bring him here. My job is as the general manager
To
is
make
to
my
get
team better.
make my team better. So if you elected, I know it's a kind of a cumbersome thing. If you elected not to take the money at the time and LeBron takes the money and you're going to wait on your end and then you're not at the level that you should be as market value, I can't possibly within good business sense give you that money.
Get it from your
So
wife.
with that said, he gets mad and he storms and he bounces and goes to Chicago. And he gets his money, whatever the case may be. But as we said before, this conversation started, the owner and the player and the general manager, that is an adversarial relationship.
And let me, and after having this conversation right now, this is what makes me say, hey, Carmelo Anthony, you are one smart man. Because you said, oh, absolutely not. I'm getting all my money. And I'm going, listen, I'm going to go to the Knicks. I may not be as good, but I'm going to get my paper there.
He never wanted to win.
Oh, he did, but he wanted his money first. He won at the bank first.
Yeah.
He went at the bank first. Went at the bank
following my friend,
following
my friend would got me no paper.
Oh, well, following my friend with a guy,
my so-called friend.
When he was out of the game 2 years, couldn't even help him get an interview.
Whoa. Let me get up on that one. Whoa.
Yeah, come on, let's go on something else, man, because this is a rabbit hole, dog. Like real talk. It's a rabbit hole. Let's go talk about the draft. Yo, I think it's a good draft. The Knicks did well. Believe it or not.
Let me just say this, and then I'm done with this whole free agency thing, right? Here's another nugget for y'all.
Uh-oh.
Montrezl Harrell said that the Clippers didn't offer him a contract, and that's why he went to the Lakers. When did free agency start? It just started Friday, right?
Friday.
Yeah.
This past Friday.
So don't you think that maybe just like everybody else, maybe like what the Lakers are doing for AD, maybe they was trying to position some things around to give you the money that they thought you deserve instead of them little pennies that you got with. No, okay, I'm done.
It doesn't matter because if the Clippers got Serge Ibaka, I think they're a much better team anyway with Ibaka than with Harrell. To be honest with you,
like I said, I'm not. I'll try.
Did that trade go through, Eric?
Yeah, I think it went through.
Yeah, it went through. Okay.
Yeah, I ain't gonna get into the that's why I don't watch those other shows. But I wish them all well, first off, because $9 million, that's first world problems, right? That's all first world problems.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
And just going to what Kevin is saying is that, listen, folks, we are too old to hate on another black man. I don't hate on why.
Nope.
Because at the end of the day, believe it, all his successes are for all of us. We all blow on that. So what I'm saying is that it just don't look right. And it's not that we wanted it to look wrong, and not that we're making up anything, because everything that we're saying to you, at least at this point in time, are facts. So Kevin said it. Hey, folks, just open up your eyes to everything in life. You don't have to agree with it all. Knowledge is like food, man. You eat it all, you shit out what doesn't stay with you. Period.
Oh, and just breaking news. Bojan Bogdanovic, the Kings reportedly declined to match the Hawks' offer. So he has 4 years, $72 million just came across my phone.
Oh, so he went to Atlanta.
Atlanta is stacking up. Please pay attention.
Yeah, Atlanta's stacking nicely. For real. A lot of good players right now. They're looking pretty good.
Multi-talented guys that can handle the ball, get their own shot, that can actually shoot.
He's not so that Milwaukee shit. Yo, your man's out of Milwaukee, B. I'm just telling you, straight up and down. Giannis is bouncing. Giannis, man, he's going.
Oh yeah. He's definitely gone.
Because Bogdanovic was it. Like, they don't get him. What do they get?
because he needs shooters. He doesn't have nothing.
It's a
he
wrap.
needs shooters. Absolutely. Yeah, he's probably gone.
Yeah, he's out. He's
Um,
out.
real quick, we'll talk about the draft here, real quick. The Timberwolves selected Anthony Edwards. Warriors got James Wiseman. Hornets drafted LaMelo Ball. The Bulls picked Patrick Williams. Cavaliers picked Isaac Okoro. Hawks picked Onika Ogunwu.
Yeah.
Pistons draft Killen Hayes. Knicks draft Obi Toppin. Wizards draft Den Abdija. And Suns drafted Jalen Smith. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sit here. Let me look in this camera real quick. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I didn't watch a lot of college basketball last year. I don't know if my other cohorts here have watched a lot of college basketball. I really didn't.
Not last year, but I watched college basketball. So
yeah, but I watched college basketball, and then when COVID hit, then that was it. So a lot of these players I really didn't know. I'm a Knicks fan. Being a Knicks fan, I think the Knicks did well. I think the Knicks, if they keep on, staying the course and just picking up people who they may need instead of going we're gonna dive in and just go spend money for free agency. Just wait. Build your team. It's so much harder in the NBA to get out of the hole. How many times within the last 10 years the Knicks have had cap money and have messed up the cap money? I mean, I know this is not a New York WFAN drive time show where we talk about the Knicks, but just my frustration as a Knicks fan of how they've had cap money and we're $100 million in the cap, and they do some crazy stuff with the money. Then
Tim Hardaway Jr.
That's it.
Who we already had, and then they got rid of it, and they brought him back and signed him for $75 million. But
welcome back. So, and you guys thoughts on the NBA draft before we go to college football?
I think it was a great draft. I think it was a lot of players that could handle the ball, shoot the ball, and even more, a bunch of defenders. First draft was full of dudes that could play D. So that's all those guys that say that the league is not about.
Will they forget to play when they go to the league that doesn't play D?
Again, that's up to the coaches. That's up to people that make the rules.
Because the NBA doesn't play defense.
But they got a bunch of dudes like Obi Toppin plays D. Like we talking about dudes that I watch play D for real. Like these are guys who can guard. Obi can guard 2 through 5 easy in this league the way it is today. Buddy from Iowa, the point guard, Halliburton, 1 through 4 easy.
Yeah,
the only guy that
7 foot wingspan.
The only cat that was like kind of physically able to do it, but didn't do it with Anthony Edwards. And even Ball tried to play D overseas because, believe it or not, he was not like the crazy star out there. Like they don't really treat dudes like that out there. So he had to play. And his game he's going to show a lot. He's going to move up. I'm guaranteeing you he'll probably move up the Hornets by at least, he'll be a plus minus 15 games by himself this year. Easy. Because he can play. He's been playing pro ball for the last 4 years. So he's going to have the same Doncic type of thing, but he's bigger than Doncic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's going to be an interesting season. I think the only thing that will retard some of these kids' growth is because the season starts next week. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if coaches do their jobs and, don't run the kids into the ground and all those things, I think it should be a pretty good thing. And I do believe, too, the good thing, and though Michael will laugh at me for saying this, is that I was happy that they didn't trade Knox because it showed that they're trying to at least start to build from what they have and not throw out the baby in the bathwater every year. It's like, listen, we got to give these kids a chance. Like Mitchell Robinson, he has to stay. Like we can't get rid of him. We have to keep this kid and get him better because there's nothing else out here. Right. And I think the guys that are at the Knicks right now, they believe, and I think they take into account what Kevin Durant said. Like, yo, this is no longer the Knicks town. the Knicks have to work now to make players want to be here by winning. And he's right. So other teams have to start, to see the Knicks as a good organization, and then other players that want to come here. So right now, you win with the kids you got. And if they come up another 10, 15 games, just with these same kids that they weren't doing that with last year, then dudes would be like, ooh, something happening out there in New York. You know what I'm saying? Something going on. Because they ain't got no, they didn't get James Harden. They didn't get this. They didn't get that. Same dudes. Just the dudes they drafted, and look what they did. That's what the Knicks need to do to be a better organization and to prove to other free agents that they're a better team. And then they'll get players, but it's going to take time. Because that's what happened with Golden State, right? So they had the team with Steven Jackson and them,
Baron Davis, Monte Ellis,
and them.
Yeah.
So and then they fell off the planet, and then they start to build that thing back up. So you start winning, you win 30 games, then you win 50 games, and dudes are like, whoa, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you have to have patience, though.
There's no way to do it without it.
You have to have patience. Yeah. You have to have your organization has to have a vision of what they want their product to be.
Yeah.
You have to have coaches before I even get to the coaches, you have to have scouts to scout these guys for this vision. And then you have to have the coaches to develop these guys. Now, yes, the player also has to develop themselves on their own time, but the two have to coexist. If you don't, if you have these, there's not a lot of Golden State Warrior organizations out there. These people just want to get the fans money. They put a product out there and wish upon a star that they make the playoffs. There is, out of the, how many teams is it? 30 teams? It's maybe 5 that is actually worried about winning a championship each and every year.
I look at the Miami Heat. Look, they have consistency between the general manager, the coach, Tyler Hero. I seen him play him, at Kentucky. I didn't think he was that. I thought it was, he was a shooter. But look, he came out and he played lights out this year. And things of that nature, scouting and building a winning organization, and that helps. And like Eric said, there's only 5 or 6 teams that has got it.
Well, a lot of
it. Teams. Go ahead, DA.
No, I was saying you also, like you guys are saying, I'm just piggybacking real quick, is that it has to be an organization that believes in the ecosystem, right? So you think about Golden State, right? They knew they had a new building coming. And everything they did for the last 8 to 10 years was to get right for when that new building gets here. Same thing is happening right now with the Clippers to an extent. This is why you got to have Kawhi and Paul George, because they're getting a new building. Milwaukee, they kept the Greek Freak because they were getting a new building. It's the whole ecosystem, man, around it. You have to have the
fans in the seats
to keep the fans in the seat, especially if you're opening up a new spot, to do different things. You got to have players. So if the Knicks were under the pressure of moving to a new stadium, the Knicks would act differently. They would do things differently because you have to pack a new spot.
The Knicks would be homeless.
It's a new club, and I need new dancers. That's what it is, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's the whole ecosystem, man. But Kev, take it away, bro.
Man, we'll focus very quickly on college football. What's your thoughts on college football? The guys are shaking their head.
It's a joke.
I have to ask this question. What are we doing?
It's a joke, man. It's crazy, man.
Ohio has played 4 games and they're number 2.
Number 4.
Yeah.
How can that happen?
I get scared because it just shows you how much these people really care about these kids, right? Because why are we doing this, man?
Currently,
how are you gonna do this?
The AP top 25 has Alabama 7-0. Notre Dame is number 2 at 8-0. Ohio State is 4-0. They're number 3. Clemson is 7-1 with that one loss to Notre Dame. Texas A&M is at 5-1. Florida 6-1. Cincinnati 8-0. BYU 9-0. Oregon is a great whopping 3-0, and the University of Miami in Coral Gables is 7-1 at number 10.
You got, I think USC, because they missed the game because the Cats are sick. Like they only played 2 games. Like
Yeah,
so,
USC is 3-0.
Trying to figure out, like, if you had a bunch of kids in the classroom, and you had some kids that came all year, you had some dudes that came and took 2 tests, some guys that maybe came 5 times. How are we grading everybody? Yo, you wasn't here. You weren't here. I'm not saying it's the wrong thing that you weren't here, but Pac-10, Big Ten, you weren't here. Dudes is on their game 6 when you played your first game.
One game, right?
How are we judging success? You could have just said Ohio State without them playing any games, because that's what it looks like. Not Ohio State's fault, but I'm saying because it's did the same shit, been in the same place. Hey guys, yeah, okay, you're number 4. If we ain't playing nobody, listen, Ohio State, we got you, son. You good. That's what happened. Right? Because you didn't play, but you played 4 schools in the Big Ten that wasn't shit, and you beat them.
I would like to see I would not want to be a committee member this year, because what's going to come out, you're going to have, if Ohio State goes undefeated for, I guess, the 2 more, 3 more games that they got left, I don't know. Okay. If Ohio State is, let's say, 7-8-0, something, or 8-0, okay, you got these other teams that done played 11 games. They're 11-1, 10-1. How are you going to say that Ohio State is better than a team that won their championship, this and that and third, and ran the table? You can't do that.
They're better. They can't say they're better than Coastal Carolina. You ain't played as many games. Your RPI wasn't high as mine.
Right.
What are we talking about? Because Penn State ain't shit, right? So you beat them, that doesn't matter. Michigan ain't shit, right? Michigan State ain't shit.
Right.
Nebraska ain't shit. So the only good win you'll have is Wisconsin, and Northwestern. Sorry. Wisconsin lost to Northwestern. So
Northwestern's number 11, by the way.
Yeah, so that's it. It's just us 2. You only got 1 good win. And Coastal Carolina can say, yo, I beat Texas A&M in the SEC, and we're in the the jockstrap conference, and we beat a SEC school. Who's going to give the explanation? Why put yourselves in that position? Why don't we just stop, pull it all back, restart the whole thing? Because these fucks want their money.
Shout out to Coastal Carolina down there in the Myrtle Beach area.
Yeah. This is some bullshit, dog.
Speaking of Michigan, what a wonderful victory.
Against who?
Against that great football powerhouse Rutgers, man. Shout out to my people in Rutgers.
Oh yeah, Rutgers.
Jersey in the house.
I mean, I was actually shocked that Michigan could pull that one off, boy. I tell
Jersey in the house. New Jersey, nigga. All New Jersey cats is playing somewhere else, though. It's so horrible, man. It's horrible, Kev. I can't even. Greed is putting its front. It's your dog. And the words of I'm not gonna say great Cat Williams, but Cat Williams. Yo, man, I can see you. I'm right here. You don't think we see this bullshit y'all doing? Y'all putting greed right out here. Yo, we put these kids out, give a fuck, man. They get sick, they die. Come on, every week you got a team that can't play. And then you have different conferences that do things differently. So Florida State and Clemson didn't play because of COVID. So they moved the game over. But had those 2 teams that had been in the Big Ten, that game's just canceled. The Big Ten is not replaying games. If it's a COVID thing, It's over. Sorry, not playing. So how are we going to have a uniform championship if we don't have uniform rules? How do we do that? Man, fuck these people. Oh, sorry, Mike. Sorry. Talk to Mike. Yeah.
Can I ask the question?
Go ahead, James.
How? I don't even know why I even bother. I really don't understand why. How is 3-2 Iowa ranked higher than 5-1? 6-2 Carolina is higher than undefeated Coastal Carolina and undefeated Marshall.
Yeah, I tell you, boy, at the conference. So it's going back to what it really is.
And Oregon only played 3
games.
1,
yep.
2, 3
games. Stop playing. Yeah, we need to stop.
And they are in the top 18.
And those schools, the Big Ten and the Pac-12, they wasn't going to play at first.
No.
You know, they said, nah, we're not playing. Then when everybody else started playing,
they started hearing them dollar signs.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, we
can jump in and get this money too. The season is still, we can still make this great.
That's the same reason why.
We're gonna get John whatchamacallit, urgent care to do y'all swab tests every day, and hey, we'll just get them some money too.
Yeah, well, it's the same reason why they opened up campuses for kids to go sit in their rooms and take classes online rather than take classes online at home.
To get the money. Yes, I know parents right now. I know of a camp, I won't say. Yes. Is that insane?
No, it's America. No, this is the way we do it.
They are going to, hey, go to college. Go get, but you're not gonna get a refund on this tuition. We're not in class.
Not a dime, baby. Not even.
Hey, wait a minute. I mean, y'all didn't even provide me with the laptop.
Oh, boy. I'm running out of excuses for you, Kevin.
Hey, man, what we do on this show is we try to be thought-provoking for you, the audience, to open your eyes and your ears, do your own research, okay? If we are wrong, we have no problem saying, hey, we was wrong about this, and we correct ourselves, unlike some other entities that appear on your TVs and your laptops and your phones, okay?
And the other thing is too, as Kevin E is saying, is that, yo, we're parents too, and if you had a kid, if our kids was playing sports there or going to a campus, this is what I would be thinking. You know what I'm saying? You know, why are we doing this? Because again, why are we doing this? I don't think, I don't know.
Because we need sports. That's what was told to us way back.
Boy, there you go. Yeah. I'll tell you what I need. It ain't that.
So. Well, we'll push on right ahead. We've been on here an hour. We'll just devote a little bit to the NFL. We had a really good show this week. Couple NFL games pointed out here. Before D-Dub, the Thursday night game, the Seahawks beat on Eric's Cardinals 28-21. Good game down there in Baltimore between the Titans, who are now 7-3, against the Ravens, who have now slipped to 6-4. Derrick Henry, he just ran wild at the end, man, and
sky's not falling though. Sky's not falling.
No, exactly. So. Real quick on, what's your thoughts on Lamar Jackson? What's your thoughts, people just, Lamar Jackson,
they got nothing else to talk about.
Let me start. No, fuck that. I gotta do this real quick. This shit been, me and D has been talking about this. I gotta get this shit off my chest, okay? Let me sit up real quick.
We ain't been on in 2 weeks, y'all, so we a little saucy.
Yo, check this out, right? How are y'all going to shit on Lamar Jackson right? Where is the hate for Carson Wentz?
I got a whole
Where
bag of
is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, if you're gonna do one, if you're gonna do for one, do for all of them. Okay, if you think Lamar Jackson, oh, he should have been a receiver. Okay, well, what Carson Wentz should be? A tight end? What should he be?
I got a whole book of shit for Carson Wentz.
Yeah, and a lot of it ain't quarterbacking right about now. Okay, what? Again, to understand the quarterback position, okay, Lamar Jackson. How can somebody please tell me how many receivers or how many different wrinkles do you see in the Baltimore offense from last year to this year?
None.
None.
Okay.
None.
Dog, they listen, just for you, James, they went and got your man back. That's how fucked up they was at wide receiver. They went to the strip club and got that motherfucker up out of there. Yo, Debs, come on, nigga. Come on. They threw him a bottle. He caught it. He said, oh, good enough. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. To all my baseball fans out there, right? What was the Japanese pitcher that came in for the Dodgers years ago? Nomo.
Garcia.
Hideo Nomo.
Nomo.
Yeah, Hideo.
I think was it for 1 year, 2 years, he dominated, and then everybody finally caught wind of that kick and all this other stuff, and he was like plus 4.5 ERA for the rest of his career. If
he used to have that crazy wind up, and they caught up to it.
Yeah. So my thing is this: Baltimore, if you are not adding anything to help Lamar Jackson, yes, you are supposed to help your team.
Yes,
your quarterback is part of your team. The most important part, because they say this every week, the most important part of your team, you are not helping him. Okay, now I don't agree with him coming out publicly and all this other stuff. I'm old school. You keep that in-house. However, he is not lying. There's nothing wrong with what he said. There was no lies told. Okay, everybody is catching up with that run game. You have receivers that are not getting any separation.
And they keep.
What do you want him to do?
9 and 8 in the box.
Yeah.
I wish Mikey was here so I could hear his thoughts on his team, but this is what it is, man. And again, y'all make all these excuses in the world for Carson Wentz. I need y'all to get some excuses for Lamar Jackson. I'm done.
So we got the book of we got the book of Eli.
That's for my man Dan Orlovsky, who keeps on.
Hey, dog, I'm go ahead, D. Go ahead, D.
He keeps caping for Wentz like nobody. I've never seen nobody cape for so much. This guy, he loves some Carson Wentz. I mean, Carson Wentz is not that guy. I mean, he's all right, but he's not that guy.
Yeah, and you know what? What's wrong with just being all right, huh? You know what? Yo, dude had 1 year.
Okay.
1 year I think he was undefeated, right? Was undefeated. I was he was going to be the MVP that year, right?
But Dak got multiple years. Dak got multiple years and still can't get no paper.
And guess what? This dude, that same year, he's supposed to be MVP. Another motherfucker won the fucking Super Bowl for you. You didn't win the fucking year, dog. The best ability is availability.
All day.
We hear that shit all the time.
All day.
Dog, you got to tell me why they gave the dude the bag before he earned the bag. All right? So at least, I mean, he was on last night, right? So, what's your man from the Rams? Goff. Yeah, I was mad at him.
Goff, yeah.
I was like, your dog. They gave him that money early, but you know what? He's playing for that fucking money.
I'm glad that you said that. Now, but do you see what the LA Rams have done? Okay,
they
have solidified their offensive line.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that
put things around them.
Yeah, exactly.
Put things around them to help them win, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that defense. Everybody talks. Oh, they gave Jalen Ramsey all that money. Well,
why? Because he can cut down Mike Evans
cuts
for Delph. Right? So then you got your other man.
He handled Mike Evans too.
Oh, he did. Yeah. Which is crazy because I thought Mike was going to get him. But enough being said with that, I'm saying then you go to in Texas, they had to give Deshaun that money because they took away everything he had. And for him to score 10 points, you're like, God damn, Deshaun Watson a bad motherfucker. You took away his best player, and your man JJ on the other side ain't heard his name all year, right? If JJ Watt got 3 sacks, I didn't know about him. You know what I'm saying? So you got him getting his money, but I knew, because I think I said there was 3 black dudes coming up, and I hate it for it to be black guys. I hate it to look that way. But since 2 of them got paid, Deshaun and Mahomes, they're going to say, oh, no, it's not about that. Oh, no, it is about that. Dak's numbers with Romo would fucking still be playing and getting a check. That's 1. 2, they was already setting it up because they knew that the rest of the league was going to catch up with Lamar. They knew that. It happens. He actually had 1 year where
all the time.
Yeah, 1 year. Yeah, of course. Yeah, he only had 1 year when he came in late, right? After let Flacco go. And they didn't do anything but run that second half of the season, right? Last year he wins the MVP. This year dude's caught up with that offense, right? So now it's time to reinvent yourself, figure something out. It's not like the dude's a retard and doesn't know how to play football, all right? So that's 1. 2, all this energy these motherfuckers had before to give Carson Wentz that bag, they ain't had that energy to get these dudes that bag. You know what I'm saying? So when my man Dak walks out of Dallas and leaves you with the red rifle, my man, you'll see what it do. You know, you'll see what it do at that point in time, man. You know, but as far as football, Kev, I still think Mahomes and them probably the best team until they meet up with the Steelers. Because I think the Steelers defense can do some things to them, but it's not necessarily going to be the defense. It'll be Ben not fucking up. Give the ball to old boy. Let him run the ball and keep Mahomes off the field, and I think they can do pretty well. NFC, I got to go with the Rams because they won last night. I'm always scared of Russell, though. Always scared of Russell. And I think, like I said, if you see the little bullshit that they did with AB last night with Tampa Bay, the only reason they signed AB was so that Seattle wouldn't sign him. That's my thoughts on football, but it's been an okay season, man. I mean, you know, still to me, players are not playing.
Trying to keep them away from the whatchamacallit.
Competition.
Yeah, I can see competition.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Real quick, we talked about the Titans and Ravens. What about last night's game? What do you think about Tommy and? I know we don't get into things. Y'all have anything about this guy not shaking this dude's hand?
Who? What? Who? What the
I've
fuck
always
is
had a
that?
problem. I've always had a problem with that. I've had it with every star in every sport. If you are man enough to go out there when you winning, high-fiving and shucking and jiving and all this other stuff, you should be man enough to take that L like a man and shake that man's hand and tell him GG for all you gamers out there, good game, and walk off.
So this is
just
Tommy.
me.
This is Tommy Boy last night.
And this ain't the first time he did it. I noticed he always does that.
And when he loses, he does that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Tom Brady. Yeah, we got to call him out on this.
Yeah, man, most definitely, man. Yo, you always on the receiving end of handshakes when you're doing good. So you need to return that favor to the young guy coming up. And golf played a pretty decent game last night. So
golf played a really great game, but he played a good game.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but he played decent.
And Tommy threw a couple interceptions.
He's old.
Yeah, Tommy looked bad last night. I mean, you could see. I mean, Arian said that one guy came up the middle, and it was true. One guy came up the middle, but it wasn't that the ball he threw. There was nobody else there. I mean, where was you throwing it to? So I mean,
I'm gonna break it down for y'all real quick. The New England Patriots was undefeated heading into the Super Bowl, and they met up with the New York Football Giants. And you know what was the telling story? Brady and them set all types of records and this and that, the third. But you know what was the biggest difference? That defensive line of the New York Football Giants.
Yeah,
I don't
both
care
times.
how good of a quarterback you are. Look at. Let me say this first. I don't care how good of a quarterback you are when you are constantly getting pressured, especially at 40, what is he, 43, 44?
Yeah.
43, 44 years of age. I don't care if it's 85 degrees or 55 degrees. When you hit that ground, you are going to ache, and you are not going to, you're going to hear them footsteps. And Tommy heard footsteps all night. Okay? That is how you take down a goat.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the pressure was real. I mean, not only the GOAT, but any other little goats coming up. You
Look
put
at
that.
look at the future GOAT, Patrick Mahomes. The Raiders gave him
Oh, yeah.
pressure that
Yeah.
first game, and this game this past
Yeah.
weekend. Okay, he does not look the same when he's pressured. It's only certain guys, i.e. Lamar Jackson, i.e. Deshaun Watson, i.e. Kyler Murray, that can make certain guys miss and still make throws. Okay, pocket passers, Tom Brady, old man Phillip Rivers, is not going to do that for you. Point blank, period.
Phillip Rivers is trying to get out that game yesterday. Oh shit, my sneakers is fucked up. And he left. I was like, "Where the hell Phillip Rivers? Wait. You know, shit. Yo, listen, man. He's old, man, and the reality is, man, he never had the strongest arm. But you know, it's good that people call him out. I remember years ago when he, I think Michael Irvin called him out. He was like, "Yo, dog, don't be cursing out your receivers on nationwide TV because can't nobody come at you that way." You know what I'm saying? And you see, even to this day, now you lose, and now you don't want to shake nobody's hand. Come on, dog. That's not what this is about, B.
Well, yeah. Well, I say like this: if you put people in their place at times, we won't allow this to happen. Um, you know, I say some of the receivers and stuff that's yelling at, I will be yelling right back at Tom Brady. Man, who are you yelling at, man?
Oh yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Depend on
everybody
your line,
else.
depend on your line of work and how you operate. I know in most corporate environments, you probably couldn't do that because HR get involved and you'll be whatchamacallit. But football field is a little bit different. It's a little bit different dynamic, and yeah, it would be a problem. But glad we called him out on that. Let me go to a couple other games here. The Jets almost came back. Hey, what's your thoughts real quick, man? We all know fire Adam Gase. He's out of here. The quarterback. They're gonna win. They're gonna go and get another quarterback.
Yeah, it's
not the quarterback. It's the Jets organization.
Yeah, but you also didn't pass the Parcells test, man. So he didn't have 30 starts in college. He only started 1 year, and he's ill prepared to play pro football. And I don't know if it's fair.
It's a good point.
To take a college player that's far behind. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're, Kingsbury, where you have a system that you got the same system he had in high school for this kid, is the one he's using with Kyler now. So that's a little bit of it's different for them. But,
right.
I go by that Parcells thing, man. And I'm not a Giants man. I'm a Niners dude, but that shit makes so much sense to me, man. So, if the cat ain't played 30 games in college, don't do it. And I don't think he's been wrong yet. So, because dude in Washington only played 1 season. The Marcus Russell, 1 season. Yeah, 1 season. So
he looks great on paper. Look at him. He did this. He did that. Look at him go.
Paper don't play. Paper don't play on Sundays, though. So, I know he looked good on paper. But,
paper don't play.
Don't play on Sunday, yeah.
Nah, man. But
I like that.
I believe that, though. I believe that. And,
paper don't play on Sundays.
No, it don't at all, man. And that's why you get some of these guys from some of these smaller schools that started 4 years end up being a little bit better. And that's why, D, I know you get on me, But give my man one more year, man, before you tell me Danny is a bum and let him go. Because he hasn't had everything put around him yet.
Danny Dimes?
Yeah, he had his college years.
And he had 30 starts at Duke, correct?
Yeah.
I think we have to get the Giants. The Giants might mess around and win the division, which I hope they don't do, so they can gain some more offensive line help for his thing and all this stuff. Hey, real quick, I know I'm jumping all over the place. I'm the moderator and I'm got a point. I've been hearing this thing over the last 2 days. It's the Cincinnati Bengals' fault that this guy got hurt because they're cheap and they didn't get an offensive line.
Well, the thing is, man, they could have kept the Red Rifle, right? They could have kept him. They didn't.
Play.
Then they, huh?
The kid didn't have to play this year.
No, he didn't. He didn't have to play. No, they could have did it, brought him in slowly, like they did Tua and the rest of these guys. But you know, they wanted to throw these guys in there on a season that was a COVID season, and they haven't played.
This would have been a great time for him to just learn and look. So my issue I had with some of these talking heads, I guess I'm a talking head too, but they're blaming the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh, the Bengals organization is horrible. They didn't put nobody around them. Well, you can't do it in the year.
You can't put offensive line around the dude in the year. What you're gonna, if you draft 5 offensive linemen and you didn't draft him, right? So you can't do that.
Exactly.
Right? It's football.
I'm so glad this show is on.
People get hurt. It's football, man. People get hurt. Like dude said to me today on the show about Herbert in San Diego, better than
LA.
Said, first off, yeah, LA. Sorry, he got a better team. He got dudes to throw it to.
Oh, Justin.
Yeah, but all he did all this throwing it around the field. But guess what he don't do? Win the games. What do you want? You want him to look good or you want him to win? You know, I would rather the kid not look at anything but a book for a year and then get in there.
Book and some tape.
Yeah, but you know.
What did we have here a couple weeks ago? My man Gene Fenor said how big a NFL playbook is. And he played the defensive side.
First year quarterback should be doing nothing but studying the playbook and looking at film tape in the film room.
That's it.
That should be it. And then if they get called upon and something happens, they you slowly put it. At least they have the basics down as far as playbook, play calls, stuff like that.
So getting back to the quarterbacks, and I know I'm all over the place. So you look at my man Donald and with the Jets, and he's gonna have to. They're gonna go draft a quarterback. They're gonna draft what's his name, and he's gonna go somewhere else and get a fresh new start and learn all over again.
I feel sorry for that kid.
He's gonna get cut like dude from that y'all had, James.
David Rosen.
Yeah,
Josh
Rosen. Yeah.
And where is Josh Rosen now? Publix. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it was some guy. His last name was Rosen on his badge. Asked me, did I want him to park my car? I was like, dude, I work here. What is you talking?
Yeah, that's him. That's your man's in
there.
Yo, man.
But this is what happens. These organizations kill these players' career, man. And if they're not in the right mindset, like the cat from Clemson, I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to go to the Jets. Jets is a
dysfunctional, man.
Dysfunctional organization. I mean, they've been like that for decades.
Have been for whatchamacallit. I mean, I know Buddy, not Buddy Ryan, but Rex
Bill
Ryan.
Bill Parcells and Rex Ryan had them in the right direction, but every time they
had him on the cusp
in the right direction, And
Bill
Parcells, to his credit, he did it with Testaverde, and at the time, Testaverde was, he was on his aging on his way out. He had a good year with the Browns, if I'm not mistaken. Good couple of years with the Browns.
Yeah, Rosen's with Tampa Bay.
Oh, he did make it with Tampa Bay?
Yeah, he's a backup there.
Wow.
Which means nothing because Tommy don't give up no snaps. So.
Well, then again, Look at all the other backups that have been behind Tom Brady. They got jobs elsewhere, even though it didn't pan
Yeah,
out.
Eric, thank you. Yes,
Oh,
thank you.
my bad. I was talking about Brissett.
Yeah, that's just fucked
Ooh.
up. First off, that is fucked up.
Yeah,
I'm watching
that
Brissett. I'm watching Brissett yesterday. Like, you could do this shit. All they bring him in the game to do is hand the ball up. Like, they ain't gonna let Jacoby Brissett throw the ball no more. Like, and he won 6 games last year before he got
He
hurt.
won 6 games. Yes.
So they took him out and brought in Phillip Rivers.
Because they knew the offensive line was right. It was right last year, right? They knew the defense was coming along. And now Jacoby Brissett like, yeah, now I can get it really popping up back. And it was like,
oh, nah, son, hold on.
Whoa.
Sit down, hold this clipboard.
Yeah, get this clipboard here, son. You can learn behind this guy. You're like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's quite unfortunate.
Yes.
The Saints, real quick. The Saints started. What was his name?
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill, man. He went out there and balled out, and Saints won 24-9 over the helpless Falcons, who are 3-7. The Cowboys beat the Vikings. They are tied with the Giants in second place in the NFC East, both at 3-7. Real quick. I've heard other talking heads crying. Oh, nobody's from the NFC East should go to the playoffs. Nope.
I agree, though. Me and Darryl had this conversation. I know the division winner. I understand that they get in. I will say this. I put this. I threw this idea to Darryl, right, and he said he agreed with it. So I'm gonna pitch it to y'all. No division winner should get the spot in the playoffs if you are less than 500. If you cannot win half of your games, I feel, this is just my personal preference, I feel like your spot goes to the next best team with the next best record. That's just me. That is just me.
I could go with that.
I'm not saying that they can't run the table and win a Super Bowl. I'm just saying, just from the point of view of you can't win half your games and you're a division winner, you're failing.
That's
you're under 50% and you get to win and go.
You get to go? No.
That's just me. That's just
rewarding bad behavior. Here we go again.
There you go. Yeah.
Rewarding bad behavior.
Because remember, those guys get paid.
Bad behavior.
Yeah.
Remember, the playoffs, you get extra money to go.
You get extra dough. And you get extra dough and you under 500? That don't make sense to me.
Well, go ahead, Kev. I want to hear what you want to say.
No. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, I was saying, Eric, I agree with that. I think that's a very good point. I just think that as it is now, if the Giants, Eagles, or Dallas or Washington wins the division, I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. Go out there and play them and beat them in their place. Plus, there's no home field advantage in football today. Some stadiums that have fields, there's nobody in the stadium. So go out there and
I see what you're saying, because if you walk in here, you walk into the playoffs with a 3-7, just say it ends today. You walk into the playoffs at 3-7. And I don't beat you, that's a you problem. You understand what I'm saying? Because you should beat them.
Seattle, didn't Seattle win that one game when they were 7-9?
Yeah.
Yep. They beat the Saints, who were 10-6.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
And the Saints fans been crying. They still cry.
And they still crying.
I could go either way with it. I understand. But I understand. I think I do like that. You need to at least win half your games, though. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So, all right. Partying shots. Very good show. We'll start with DA up at the top. DA, party shots, my brother.
We're gonna bring them facts and the figures. Facts for the figures. All right. So stay tuned, folks. About to bring math like the gods on the corner, baby.
All right. Eric?
Yo, great show this week, fellas. Mike Millie, hope you good, man. See you next week. Yo, we're the protectors of the fans, man. I mean, we give all these facts and figures and stuff. We give our opinions, man. But again, we're not here for you all to agree with us. We are
Nope.
here to give you a different perspective of what you have been receiving through the airwaves so that you can form your own opinion. That is all, nothing more, nothing less. We, us five up here, are fans just like most of you. And we just look at it from the business side, we look at it from the fan side, we look at it from the player side, we look at it from the owner, GM, coach, all of that. Okay. And we present it to you all. So with that being said, everybody be safe. Happy holidays to you all. And we out.
D-Dub?
Yeah, man, good show. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. One thing, that collusion is real, man. I want the people to understand that collusion. Just take a little deeper look into it and understand what it is, because I think it's happening. Can't prove it, but I think there's something to it. So, with that, me and Da will dig into that a little bit more.
Okay. My parting shots are definitely good show. I'm with D-Dub. The collusion thing is for real. Just just open your eyes, everybody. Nobody's hating on nobody. I'm too old to hate on anybody. I want everybody to get the paper, to get the money, get the jewels. But I think there's a way that you can walk around, keep your head high, and do it with integrity. And you ain't gotta. I wouldn't say cheat, but you ain't gotta bend the rules for your side. So just do that, man. Hey, on a Tuesday night before Thanksgiving, hey, happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Remain safe and sound. Stay home. Stay home. Stay home. Stay home. Mike Mills, we miss you. Where can we be found at? Dang, I'm not even set up for that. Hey, look us up on Twitter, Sports Chasers, at Sports Chasers on Twitter, Facebook, Sports Chasers Podcast, YouTube. We got a page on YouTube, Sports Chasers Podcast on YouTube. Look for our lovely insignia in the back, our logo in the back. Like us, subscribe us, tell us what you think. Email us. We're Sports Chasers Podcast at gmail.com. Tell us what you think. Email us, like or hate us, love on us, whatever. Send us your thoughts as we try to grow this thing and get big, man. We're real. We like to do it big, man. So hey, on behalf of myself, Mike Millie, who's he's off today. We miss you, Mike. DA. D-Dub and James Eric. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast. This is K-Dub. We'll see y'all next week.
All right.
We got music on the way out. Oh, well, we had some music. There it is.
All right, man. I'm jumping off, kid. I'll holler at y'all.
All right, fellas, have a great night, man.
All right,
All
man.
right.
Y'all be
Until
good,
tomorrow.
man. Holla at y'all, man.
All right. Later.
Peace.
Later.